to stand in the light today. Have to suffer the wrath of the sun. Well then, if that's the case, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my sunglasses. Alright, I got my sunglasses and I'm ready to go. Hello everyone! So, another video, another horror prop to talk about. And of course, that horror prop is perhaps one of my favorites of all time. That being my Freddy Krueger glove from RazorGloves.com. Now, I got this in 2014, 2015. The correct date will be down here. I've owned this glove for about 4 or 5 years now, and I just wanted to kind of go over it, talk about the pros and cons of this glove. Now this is the Boiler Room creation, as created by Chris Grantner. This was his economy glove, I guess you could say. It's not really accurate to any of the films, it's just a very nice, basic, all copper, leather, and metal Freddy Krueger glove. Personally, I love it. It's one of my favorite gloves of all time. The build quality is really what you expect of Chris. A lot of people always talk good of him and Razor Gloves, and there's a reason. He builds gloves to a very nice standard of quality. You know, it's like James over at Dark Dream Design. He makes great gloves, and so does Chris. But unfortunately, I don't have a glove by James quite yet to compare and contrast. So all I've got right now is my first real Freddy Krueger glove from Razor Gloves. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Man, that was a really lengthy, unneeded explanation about one glove. So, the first thing I need to talk about is the wear. When I ordered this, whenever, 2015, I'm just going to say 2015. If I'm wrong, I'm going to correct myself. So when I first ordered this glove in 2015, I specifically asked Chris for a extra large glove, as I have huge, meaty hands. As one of the biggest problems with me is that I have huge, meaty hands, and so I need nice, big gloves to accommodate for that. And Chris delivered. He gave me an extra large glove, and it's a nice fit. It was originally very tight at first. So tight, in fact, that whenever I would take this glove off from fiddling around with it, there would be residue stains of the leather inside. Now, either that was from how tight the glove was, or how sweaty my hands were, or perhaps even the staining process he uses to age the gloves. It might have been all three. I don't know. All I know is that at first this was a tight fit and residue was left on my hands afterward. But over time, that stopped and the glove stretched out to where now this is a perfect fit. It fits like a glove. God, I hate myself for actually making that pun. The thumb has just about 1.5 inches of free space. I don't know if you can see that, but that's about as much give as my thumb has, as the tip of my thumb is right there, and this is the space I have. So I usually have to keep fiddling with the glove for my thumb to fit snugly inside, but keep slipping out. It's not a problem, just sort of a minor thing. The cuts on the inside, especially around the fingertips, are perhaps my favorite. I kind of wish the palm was a little bit bigger and slightly more to perhaps a part 1 or even a part 3 opening. I could have asked for that, but it didn't really occur to my mind at that point, and the hole in the pictures looked a little bit bigger, but, you know, again, that's just me. Everything else is really nice. The copper rings for controlling the armature have a really great control. I've never really found my hands sliding out of them, especially when I have the glove down here at thigh level, which is usually where Robert held it when he wasn't using the glove, or when it was right here. The copper has, over time, because I've had it out in the sun, or where the sun's been hitting it, I should say, on a shelf. So there were times where the copper got really dark, and I cleaned it to a fresh, shiny copper, and that looks really weird. It's sort of gone back to its weathered look. It's not as bad as it was at one point. So really, if anything, it's kind of gone back to the finish of when I pulled it out of the box. The back plate is a bit big, and there aren't too many bends. I've actually been fiddling around with the idea of perhaps adding in a bend or two, just to kind of have it sit at a little bit more of a reasonable level. I can't fully make a fist. I think it's the placement of the rings here. They just sort of slide together. That's about as good as I can get in the terms of a fist. The rivets have been holding up extremely well. The leather is fantastic. It is not a Wells Lamont glove. I don't know what he used, but it's very close. Very nice. I have it in a part 1 fashion where the glove is folded over itself, and that gives not only a nice stylized look to it, but it also makes the glove slightly more comfortable to wear and a bit tighter, because the more you wear this, the more you're going to stretch out the leather. That's just the commonality of wearing leather for long periods of time. Again, moving the armature is great. I don't think I've ever had such fluid motion in a Freddy glove before. And I love the noise it makes. The blades were nice and rusty when I first got this thing out of the box, but when I did the cleaning rehaul, I decided to clean the blades as well and give them a bit more of a shiny finish. I kind of miss the rusted blades, but at the same time, there's just enough rust left where the solder marks are that I have the best of both worlds. Overall construction, I'd give fair 8 out of 10. The fact that I can't make a full fist, some slight hindrance of movement when it comes to the palm, slightly oversized backplate are the only real nitpicks I have. Everything else is fan-friggin-tastic on this glove. Can't really give it a score of screen accuracy, as Chris admitted himself on the website when I first bought this thing, that it is not screen accurate. It's not meant to be screen accurate. It's just meant to be a Freddy Krueger glove. Feel, I give that a 10 out of 10. Because this, again, is one of the most comfortable gloves I've ever worn. Movement, I'd give a 10 out of 10. But that's just because it has nice fluid movement when you twiddle the fingers. And I just love that sound. The sound of copper hitting the blades. It's just great. I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but one of the only real pitfalls of doing that is you create these little divots where the blade has met the copper. So you've got slight battle damage in your glove. But, you know, it just gives it more of a realistic feel, realistic touch, as that Freddy's been using this for a long while. I usually have this sitting on a shelf on top of an old dirty rag to kind of be like the rag that Nancy's mom held the original glove in the furnace room. So Yeah, but whenever I have it on display and whenever people see it, they know what it is. They get so pumped, and the first question they always ask me is, "Can I try it on?" And I always say yeah, and they always talk about how awesome it is to wear it. So Chris Grantner did a great job. Overall, the score is a 9 out of 10. This is a fantastic glove. If he is still selling the Boiler Room creation, which I am more than certain he is, he's probably updated the template by now, so it's probably not the same as this template right here. But overall, this is a great glove. It's a fantastic jumping off point for beginners like myself when I was first collecting horror movie memorabilia. And it's fun to have a piece of one of your favorite horror films. And for me, Freddy Krueger's always been one of my favorite horror movie villains. The Nightmare on Elm Street series is one of my favorites, and to have his glove in all metal that isn't, you know, the Versus Ruby glove is fantastic. I just love this glove. And there's, again, the only minor nitpicks I have are just things I didn't account for, and should have just done a little bit more research on. You know, that's just me. Also, I have big hands, so that's probably why I can't make a full fist in this thing. But overall, great product, sold by a great private artist. That's another thing I want to say. It's stuff like this, and you know the sort of homemade Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees masks. You know, the places like Sinister Studios or NAG or Chris or just any other private artist who makes horror movie memorabilia with love and passion. It's stuff like this that just really gives them the awesome reputations that a majority of them have, because they put such love, care, and attention. Even if it's not screen accurate, there is such wonderful little attention to detail, like the solder marks, or how big the cuts in the glove need to be, the chunkiness of the rings. This is almost, at times when I look at this glove, to sort of get off my tiny tangent, at times when I look at this glove, it kind of reminds me of the Part 3 build, especially in the main glove area, not so much the armature. But I love it. Yeah, I love this glove. It's great, and private artists just prove to the world more and more why they are better to go to, and they are far better people to spend your money on than big companies that don't really care about 100% accuracy. So, yeah, rant over. 9 out of 10. And there's not much more to say. This is an amazing glove built by a skilled artist. So